If you've been working really hard on your business, posting content and trying to explain what you do, but it all still feels like your brand isn't really moving forward, there's usually one reason for that. And your brand isn't stuck because you're not doing enough. It's stuck because the foundation isn't clear yet. And I know this can be very frustrating because from your side, it doesn't look like a lack of effort. You're actually showing up. You're thinking about it every day. You're trying different ideas. You're learning, adjusting, and trying again. But it still feels like you're pushing something like uphill, okay? That feeling doesn't mean that you're failing. It usually means you're building on something that hasn't been defined clearly enough yet. I've gone through this myself while rebuilding my own brand, LaMorvielle Fashions. There was a period where I was doing a lot. I was creating content, I was exploring ideas, I was trying to talk to different audiences. I was testing different offers. Now, from the outside, it probably looked like I was making progress, but internally, it felt like I was all over the place, very scattered. I would sit down to create something and think, wait, what exactly am I trying to say today? Not because I didn't know anything, but because the base of the brand wasn't fully locked in. So every new thing required a new decision. Every post felt like I was starting over with something new. Every single explanation sounded a little different. And it can be exhausting. And that's also a sign that the foundation needs some work. A lot of people think that branding starts with visibility or marketing, but branding really starts with a definition. Before people can understand you, you have to understand what you're actually building. A brand feels stuck when it doesn't have a very clear center. If the center isn't clear, everything around it becomes a lot harder. Your content becomes harder to create. Offers are going to become harder to explain. Marketing is going to feel very random, and your growth is going to feel like it's slowing down. Not because the work that you're doing is wrong, but because the direction isn't simple yet. Think of it like building a house. If the foundation is strong and if the foundation is very level and sturdy, everything that goes up on top is going to be faster and very stable. Walls will make sense. Rooms are going to connect, right? And you can just keep building on top and on top of each other. But if the foundation isn't even, you're going to spend all your time adjusting and fixing things, remeasuring, rethinking, right? Nothing is going to feel smooth and connected. That's exactly what happens when a brand hasn't clearly answered a few basic questions, right? The questions are, what are we here to help with? Who is this really for? What do we want to be known for first? Until those three answers are simple, the brand is going to keep resetting itself. I've seen businesses with great talent, great services, even great teams, but they kept changing how they describe themselves. One month they leaned into one message, the next month they shifted to something else, not because they were lost, but because they were still trying to define their center. Once they actually simplified and chose one clear direction to lead with, everything else started to line up right behind it. And it wasn't something that happened overnight, but it happened gradually and steadily. So the solution isn't doing more work, it's actually doing clearer work. Instead of asking, what else should we add? Ask, what do we need to make clearer? Instead of expanding, try to simplify. Instead of adding new ideas, strengthen the one main idea first. A strong brand repeats itself on purpose. That repetition is what allows people to recognize it, understand it, and trust it. If your brand feels stuck, don't push harder. Step back and clarify the foundation. Growth is going to get easier once the direction is very simple. Most brands don't stall because of effort. They stall because clarity takes longer than when we expect. But once that clarity is in place, everything you're already doing starts to work a lot better. Now, if you're working on building a brand that feels solid and clear instead of scattered and all over the place, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next episode. I truly appreciate your support, friend, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, then like and subscribe to support Brand Impact 365 with LaMorvielle. And if you are struggling with your brand impact, then watch the next video.